Good morning, beautiful people. Today on the show, Chase and I will be discussing the depth chart for next year. Of course, it's permanent. I don't know what to say. This is just a
Mock-up.
mock-up. It's not set in stone by any means. It's just where we think players will go, and also talk about some battles that is going to happen where we think there might be some shakeups in the depth chart. So we'll get on with it. You can't see the depth chart very well on screen, I see, but we'll just talk about it here and look at what we think. We'll start with the wide receiver position. Of course, we have probably Charlie Becker's going to be there for sure.
Yeah.
And then this Nick Marsh kid is going to be on the other side of the ball. We there's some rumors flying around, but it's not confirmed yet. We'll have to see about that. Of course, we have Green. Sorry, people. Green is transfer portal. Blue, freshman. Red is returning players, if you can see it. But we basically set this up like the old days when they used to have the big board up and you have your players that you add and subtract off your team. We just added them now. We didn't put the subtractions down. That players that left on the transfer portal, players that are going to the draft. We'll talk about that at a different episode. We'll talk about draft projections and stuff before that starts. But what are you looking at here, Chase? What do you think?
So, and the wide receiver room, you have Nick Marsh, D. Chandler, Rupert was a freshman. You have Becker, Pressing, Kendrick. Then you have slot receivers. You got T. Morris, B. Wilkin, and Keys.
Yeah.
So, Morris being a slot receiver, it's just like trying to place these kids where I would. And obviously Becker has a starting position after the way he was last year.
As predicted on Hoosier Faithful.
Marsh, his hands are good. He kind of reminds me of Cooper a little bit.
Yeah.
In a way, he's not, he has some speed to him. He has some breakaway speed. He can break tackles, and he has really good hands, and he can jump.
Oh, he's a bigger receiver too.
Yeah, he's a bigger receiver. He actually made us pay one time against Michigan State at Michigan State.
Right.
On a out route, and he hopped over Sharp's head and caught the ball for a touchdown for Michigan State. So Marsh, he's a good addition to Indiana. He's a really good wide receiver, and I'm pretty excited to see how him and Becker can both be threats for Indiana. For the slot receiver, Morris, he has that position already.
Yeah.
He used to play for Michigan.
Right.
Very fast kid.
Very fast. Just got hurt last year.
Yeah, he
felt bad for the kid.
Couldn't play he didn't get to play very much at all. Morris, he has some really good breakaway speed. He's on the smaller side. So, he can still get yards after contact. He's strong legs. But I think part of the wide receiver room and what we have written down looks pretty up to date to me. I don't have any battles I could see there that isn't already lined up. Now I could see maybe a potential battle between Morris and Marsh.
Yeah.
For the wide receiver, the Z spot. or sorry, the X spot.
X, yeah.
I could see that battle, but I think everything's pretty much up to par on that.
And we're known to play several receivers anyway.
Yeah,
So I mean,
move them around. You
Move
don't
them
want the
around,
team to
yeah.
know.
Yeah. So we do use a lot of different formations to put receivers in ideal positions to get the ball.
Can we jump from wide receiver down to running back?
Okay, then we'll do the hog mollies.
Yeah. So the one thing that I'm seeing here that is kind of putting me towards the back end of this, I think you have it a bit flipped around. I think Martin gets the starting position, goes Richard, then BB. BB is just because he got hurt early in the season.
Yeah, I don't think he's totally healthy yet.
I don't think he's totally healthy yet. And Martin can be a power back, and it's something we like. You know, Hemby was pretty much the same way as Martin, but you got to think there was a mixture between Hemby and Black, and then Martin.
Yeah.
Martin, whenever he did get his shine after, we completely blow out teams, we have a safe position to put those boys in. Martin always hit the hole hard, always fast. He's very smart. He's vigilant. He can see coverages. He can get to where he needs to be quick. He can break down fast. He has everything. Now, BB hit the hole hard too.
Right.
And he hit it real fast. But the problem with BB is that if he gets hit, he goes down. See what I'm saying? He doesn't really have that ability to bounce off tackles like Martin does, and that's why I think that's a good argument to have whether or not Martin takes the starting position. That's going to be a battle. Turbo Richard's kind of the same way. I've seen some peaks out of him out of Boston College. If you guys can't tell, I've been watching film. Richard has this thing the same way Black did, is throwing his arm down to the side and pumping his arm.
Yeah.
He has that breakaway speed, right? But at Boston College, you have these different setups that, you play against. I just don't think Richard is ready yet for that next level Big Ten play like Martin is. Martin got to see the field against a lot of these teams, against Iowa, against Oregon, against, Penn State,
Ohio State.
Like, he got to see and visually see how this works and what Coach Kurt and the running back room wants out of you. So I think that running back room, there's going to be a huge battle who performs through spring ball, summer ball, and fall ball. All those practices are going to matter in this running back room.
Yeah.
Campbell, well, how do you say that fourth guy?
Campbell? Or Kuno?
Kuno? I haven't got to see Kuno play. He must be a sophomore this year.
Yeah.
I haven't got to see him play. He might have had some time, but I wasn't really focused on that. Campbell, incoming freshman, excited to see what he can learn. Maybe we can get him a couple snaps in. Very unlikely. But yeah, that's my argument on the running back room. It's just now, like, I can't knock Turbo Richard because that right there was a big transfer portal hit. Well, not hit, but addition for us was getting Turbo Richard in the running back room. I see a lot of potential. Like, it's just one of those who's going to show up during practices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is all, winter workouts just started. Literally, like, just started.
Yeah, so
this is just the beginning. We're just doing this
as a mock, but
mock. Fill time.
Like,
not much to talk about in Indiana football on the off season because the boys are working in the gym, working out.
It's time to get strong. No, but like whenever I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and if I was a coach, running backs coach in this scenario, I'd put the guy who's a veteran and understanding what our offense is like.
Right.
Martin can block too, so that would be a big part to help out Hoover. But yeah, what's your thoughts on it, Pop?
Yeah, I oh, sorry for that. But I mean, we use 2 or 3 backs anyway, a lot. And last year with BB getting hurt, it
Kind of hurt us in a way.
hurt us in a way. Because I think BB's a damn good running back.
Yeah, he's very smart. Because he came from it wasn't UAB, was it, or was it US?
I can't remember.
I can't. I think it was UAB. Yeah, it was. It was UAB, and
We had another player from there back in the day too. That was pretty good.
yeah. So we had BB's from UAB, but he was real good overall whenever he did play. It sucked to see him get hurt. But as you were saying though, Dad.
Yeah, the running back coach is John Miller, who came over with Sig from JMU.
Yeah.
He's a former player for him, and he did a good job. And I don't know or for sure or not, but Justice Ellison was still on staff last year helping the running back room out. I don't know if he still is, but it's something I have to look into.
Yeah, he transformed Black to turn out to be a really good running back. And if you guys didn't see it, Saturday last weekend.
Yeah, Senior Bowl. Boy, he performed. And I put online, and I had a ton of views on it. Black, from friends of mine that are in the scouting world, is shooting up the draft boards. And we knew he could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do all of it. So he catch the ball, which he didn't do much, was catching the ball, but what he did, he did good. But running, blocking,
Man, I knew that his head was in the game after he got that first touch on that ball.
Yeah.
Ran right up the middle. He carried the whole defense on his back and started going for 10 yards.
Yeah.
He's
a beast. He really is.
I was like, Black, where was this one? Where was this a few games ago?
Right.
I'm not down. I'm not upset at him at all.
Right.
But like the shift and how you can tell that he takes in what he's getting coached real well, because there was a transformation there, and a lot of people who haven't watched a lot of football, you can tell when you're going through college from the first game to the last game,
right,
how much that kid transformed.
Yeah.
And it was all done by coaching. And it was him getting nitty gritty. They said it on there. The one person that really sparked my mind was Black. How is he going to perform today?
Right.
I don't know if you heard that. I don't know if there was a giggle whenever he got the ball.
Yeah.
He lit up some of those. And let me remind you guys, this is Senior Bowl. These are all-star players from all over our country.
Right.
He lit those boys up. And he got up, went back to where he needed to be. It was again and again and again. And he didn't stop.
Yeah.
And he went untouched twice.
Yeah.
That's not like Black.
He definitely shows some speed to the outside. That
he stopped pumping that arm, like I said.
Yeah. Yeah, he does look good, man. But we'll get back to this. I'll go on to my my boys, the hog volleys, the offensive line, baby. This is what I love. Okay, this is what I see happening with the offensive line. Bray Lynch is going to move to center. Drew Evans, left guard. Thank you. Hey, Carter, you listen. Thank you. for coming back because he would have been an easy second, third round draft pick. But thank you for coming back, Carter. We had you on. I had you in a little ride, but yeah, we look good. And Bruner's going to be on the right guard. Our transfer from Wisconsin. He is a big kid, 6'5",
Has no
317.
allowed a sack.
No sacks allowed, kind of like Carter was last year. Yeah, and Johnny, I tell you what, when that kid came in to take over, no matter what position it was, he could play multiple positions. Johnny can. He really impressed me as a redshirt freshman.
Yep.
I mean, that kid really impressed me. His hands, his hand power, like jumping in to block someone,
Popped up his hand.
popped him. His hips are really good. His feet work are really good. You know that he really impressed me last year. I was really surprised at how powerful he is coming out of a stance of the
He
block.
showed that against Miami too.
Yeah.
Benson was getting beat every time.
Right, Benson was getting beat a lot. He come in and
He shut him up.
yeah, his feet work is what's most surprising at his age. His footwork, going back to block, and his hands, man, his hands are lethal.
Yeah.
He's gonna be our. I mean, if he's gonna be one of the next great come out of here, he's gonna go. I swear to God, Bruner probably too, maybe Lynch, but Smith, of course. I mean, those we've had some flashes of great linemen at IU.
Yeah.
Very good linemen who have gone on and played in the league.
Right.
But never have, I don't think we've had in several years, the pillars of excellence.
Yeah.
In the offensive line and defensive line room. So one thing that does concern me a little bit is Coach Bostad knows more than I do. You know what I mean? But he must think a lot of these freshmen. He has to, because as far as depth goes, I mean,
yeah. Are you? Because I think like you and my grandfather do, as far as coaching wise, and like mix matching. Who would I put where? A certain situation, like the game of chess, right?
right.
You always want to play 3 to 4 steps ahead. And I've never been a Lions guy. I praise them. I thank them. You're my best friend. But, never been a Lions coach. But, I'm sitting here and I'm looking. The depth of the left tackle position, the center position, it's kind of rough. So whenever I'm sitting here thinking to myself, who would I put where if I needed to? Because you got Smith, the left tackle Smith, Carter Smith, or come back. Thank you, Carter Smith, for coming back. Because that gives us 4 out of the 5 that are leaving. Well, staying. One's leaving. Would we trust Novak staying there? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I would.
He's so young.
But he's so young.
I mean, this is just what I was thinking. But, there's some players that are there, Wilkin and Parker, Marie, Leifred.
Put Parker over.
I mean, yeah, you could move that around as far as a person to back up these players, but it's going to be crazy if we. This would be crazy if. Well, it's gonna be crazy what's gonna happen here. Chase is excited because I bought a snowblower for us.
No more shoveling.
No more shoveling. But yeah, another guy I really like to see. There's a guy on there with a name I like.
Simpson.
No relation, but I can't wait to see what this kid can bring.
If he brings the heat, I'll buy one of his NIL shirts.
I'm not buying one of his NIL shirts no matter what.
I'm buying me one too.
But anyway, yeah, a tight end position is kind of quick. This position is this is where I get. I'm concerned.
Do you put the kid from Miami who's had very little playing time in, or you put someone that understands what we do win, and that's going to be the battle?
Barker is a really good tight end. You know, all around tight end. You know, I really liked him on film, and seeing him in practices and stuff when I was supposed to not be there, but I love this. I love this game, folks. So I go drop in sometimes when practice is going on. I love football.
Is he coming over here?
I don't know.
What I would think to myself is that Barker would be starter in this particular, area, just based on being able to block.
This is one area that I wish that we would get another transfer portal kid in. People are arguing me online that transfer portal is closed. Yes, it's closed for you to commit or to go into the portal.
Right.
But it's still open for people to come to your program.
Yeah.
And people are arguing with me too, like, why would we do that now? Well, how many years have we had it where you had two different portals openings at?
Yeah, like, I guess it wasn't for us. Anyway, that sucks. I don't know. Maybe because, maybe they see something out of him that we don't. Maybe, and, again, for people, this is a mock. Maybe you do leave him in there. Maybe he's showing some greatness on the games that Miami did put him in at. Maybe, they're thinking that they can build him.
Right.
Strength and conditioning can do a lot to somebody.
Right.
That's what I need.
Building bulk.
Yeah.
And weight.
Yeah.
So
maybe we'll see it there. Maybe he'll have a great season this year based on,
we have a lot of really good young freshmen that are here that came this year that look really good. They're very small though, as far as weight goes.
So yeah, and then here's probably the main topic a lot of people are wanting to talk about. And I have a lot of room to talk about it. Our QB room. Mr. Hoover. I like him. I like giving him the benefit of the doubt. The same thing goes, and this is what people need to understand, because me too, I've been getting argued with about it. Who knew about Fernando Mendoza before he came to IU to be great?
Not many people.
Not very many people. And let's do a little recap, shall we? Fernando Mendoza was a 2-star QB from Miami, Florida, right? was at Cal. Had tons of interceptions. Got hurt.
We got beat up.
Got beat up real bad.
Yeah.
Came here to Indiana University, won the Heisman, and is going number 1 in the draft.
Yeah, I still can't believe it.
I can't either. But this is when you got to talk about coaching.
Right.
I'm not saying Hoover's going to be like Mendoza. It's going to be hard to top that.
Right.
There's a lot of expectation, though.
Right.
And the expectation is minimizing those picks that he threw. Connecting to what lethal wide receiver and running back room you have. And being able to do that is going to be through coaching, and a lot of people don't have a hard time understanding that. Hoover came here to be coached. He didn't come here just to play ball because we're doing good. He came here because, like anybody in this business wants to do, he wants to make money, be great, and keep running with his football career.
Right.
You have the best coaches in the nation right now. Best coaches in the nation right now.
And our quarterback coach did not go into the pros.
No, he's staying. And you're getting coached by him, who coached Fernando Mendoza, who got him the Heisman. But that also, you're going to want it.
Yeah, and Shanahan and Coach Sig are all very good quarterback coaches.
So if they sit there and they see and they say yes, and they find interest in you, there must mean there's something there.
Yeah.
Everyone preaches in Sig we trust.
Yeah.
Okay? You guys sound like you ain't trusting them.
Yeah.
Hoover's a smaller QB, and I get that.
Yeah, he doesn't have that prototypical size. He's only 6'1".
But here's the thing about Hoover, though. Who else can surpass 3,400 passing yards?
Yeah.
Our Heisman QP didn't even do that.
Right.
Who can rush and run the ball? Hoover can. Fernando did great doing it.
Yeah.
He did great doing that. But how many times do you see Fernando rush and get smoked? That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
But Hoover, he's been here in this ball. He played down in Texas. Okay, if you guys don't know, Texas, TCU, all because they're in a different division from us, that is some hard ball to play.
Yeah.
That is some hard ball to play.
There's a lot of talent that comes out of that area.
And if you guys didn't know, Hoover actually committed IU, flipped his commitment, and went to TCU.
Yeah, back when Coach Allen was here.
Yes, so this is kind of like, all right, I'm committed into doing this, so you already see the commitment. You already see what he wants to do. Spring ball's going to come, and it's going to happen. But I noticed there's a question mark next to Wilson. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Wilson's got a question mark on there. He's trying to he's talking with the NCAA about giving him his year, and it has not been approved yet. They're thinking that it will be because of the JUCO. So that's why I have a question mark there. We don't know if he's allowed to practice and everything right now until the judgment comes. So it's kind of like last year with Moore. It's kind of the same situation again, which was a huge win for IU. Huge.
I haven't seen Wilson play.
Oh, he's a pretty good quarterback. I mean, I've seen him on film, but yeah, he's a good quarterback that has good eye.
Is he from the Tom Allen era?
No, he transferred in 2 years ago with Sig's first year. But he's a good quarterback, good eye awareness, good feet movement.
Oh, he's that number 2 kid.
Yeah.
He played 1 snap.
Yeah.
I remember him now.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Then you have Cherry, who hasn't been able to play because he got injured.
that's one thing that I have an argument with. Cherry's been holding on. He's been holding on. So let's say logic, in a different world, Wilson doesn't work out. Cherry would be that second string QB.
Yeah.
Cherry's a good QB.
Coming out of high school, he was a great QB.
Coming out of high school, he was a great QB. I would like to see him play this year. He's a very good pro pocket passer. He's not a scrambler. That's the one thing that I have against him.
He's a pocket passer.
But the dude has an arm. I've seen him throw the ball before.
Yeah. He does have a good arm.
Becker loves that. Marsh would love that.
Yeah.
So I would like to see a little bit of Cherry.
Yeah, I hope that we do get to see him some. Graham, Tyler Cherry, he's a junior sophomore now. 6'5", 219. He's our Coach prototypical type of quarterback. And Grant Wilson's 6'3", so in the same 210 somewhere in there. So I mean, that's all like the same as Fernando is.
Yeah.
Cherry, I don't know. I don't know where he's at, but like you said, I would love to see him get some snaps in the. Hopefully, starting out with North Texas is kind of they lost a lot of their team though. North Texas pretty much left with their coach.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is my favorite.
Now we're moving to Chase's favorite. He's a defensive guy, an old safety. So, what do you think? Here we go. You want to start with the cornerbacks?
Man, I think we have it pretty well put together for the defensive side of the room. Zashman being a strong safety, Farrell being a good safety. Okay. We're gonna be blunt here. I don't know how I feel about Baldwin in that Rovers position over Sangs.
Yeah.
That's my
also
argument.
going to change. I mean, Baldwin's a really good player, young.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could almost move him to a safety position if you had to, I think.
Yeah, you can do that, but
Well, go ahead. Gandy on the outside. What do you think about him and Harris? We have Williams over in the two under Sharp. I mean, we have a pretty good room there, I think, in the cornerback room and safeties. This is where most of our transfer portal was our defense.
yeah. Gandy over Harris? Yeah, Gandy over.
I think it's going to be a position battle.
Okay, let's talk about that.
It's going to be a big position battle. Those two are going to be going at it for the starting position. I'm not saying. Go ahead, Chase.
All right, so Harris. You guys don't know Harris. Harris was at PSU, Penn State University. You know how many backups that he's had? You know how many times that man has been there every single time? Broke up passes every single time. The only thing I have against Harris, okay, is that there was so many opportunities for an interception, and he didn't catch the ball.
Yeah. He's a big cornerback. 6'1".
But he's 6'1", but the man can hit.
What about moving him over to Rover then?
No, you put Sinks in Rover.
Okay.
Sinks played at Cincinnati University. Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Okay? This kid has little demons in his head.
Demons in his head.
I can tell you. I can tell you this.
Yeah.
I can tell you that he has it because that's what I had. I had little people inside my head talking. Okay? And it was more or less, I couldn't tell if it was you or my grandfather or grandmother yelling at me. But like the water boy, okay? I had little people talking in my head. And it was mostly coverages. Okay, there's motion. So what would you do? Know what you do? You yell motion, 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 right? That's what Sanks does. He yells it at you, and he's pointing at you. And as soon as he makes contact with you, and there's one thing that nowadays people don't do. They drive with their feet after the tackle.
Yeah.
There's only a couple people, even on our national championship football team, at one of the best defenses in the country, if not the best, did not do. That Sanks did. He uses his hips, and he makes you pay every single time you have the ball. And that goes with a lot of our people that are edge rushers right now that we got from the transfer portal from KSU.
Yeah.
And oh man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We have someone from Notre Dame, edge rusher.
Are we done? Are we done with the cornerbacks?
We're done with the cornerbacks, so I'm gonna get heated about it. Burnham, that man, another guy that says it's nitty gritty, blue. What would they call him? Blue blood? Is that what they call him here now?
New blood.
New blood, blue blood, new blood, whatever.
Yeah.
That man right there. Talk about if he tastes blood, he's gonna hit you every single time. He's gonna break down that defensive. Well, that right tackle, he's going to break down your tight end, and he's going to hit you in the mouth every single time. That's what I like. Okay, I was a small, and I wasn't, I was what we call a hybrid safety.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, that's the old school saying is that I played between a strong safety, outside linebacker, or a cornerback. I was a hybrid.
Yeah, it's kind of like what the Rover is.
What the Rover is. And the one thing that my job was is to cover the outside edge. That the flats were mine. You don't come in my flats.
No flats.
No flats. You don't come out there. Burnham, you don't have to worry about that with him, with how fast of an edge rusher he is. He's going to cover those flats for you. He's going to get you in the backfield. See, Osanami, I sat there and I watched this kid, and he got hurt, so there wasn't very much film on him.
Yeah.
But he has this really cool thing he does after he gets a sack. He said he was walking downtown. I can't remember if it was like New York or if it was Kansas or something like that.
Yeah.
And the dude was like doing like the pause. Like he does this thing where like if you guys play NCAA double A, 26. He's sitting there, and you're like, guy glitches out, and he just sits there and looks like he's running, and he just pauses and waits. That's his sack celebration. He just sits there and goes, I love that! Like, but no, I think this year, our defense is stacked overall. The one thing I disagree with is the cornerback position. I think Harris takes a starting position. Zashman's going to stay at the safety position. Farrell stay at the safety position. The Rover position, though, is going to be a fight between Baldwin and Saints, but I'll let see Saints there. Burnham and how do you say that? Old Bazaar? I don't know, man. I'm your name. Welcome to Indiana. Burnham is going to
We'll
take
call him Obi Kenobi.
Obi Kenobi. Okay, there we go. He's going to take the starting position. Landino's keeping his on the defensive tackle. Tucker's keeping his as the nose. As a stud, Ndukwe is probably going to start. I think you make him Landino's secondary. This Hagel kid, I don't know how I feel about him because I probably haven't studied enough on him. And he was one of the ones that I had a problem with whenever I sat there. And I love seeing kids. If I doubt them, there's probably a particular reason why I'm doubting them.
Yeah.
But also that comes from him probably not being coached properly, which our defensive line's coach. He's going to do real good on correcting these things.
Coach Buddha and Coach Coots will get
They're going to have a rude awakening for him.
Yeah.
But I like seeing Ndukwe probably under Landino. He has the size. He has the height. You get to pick up the weight on Ndukwe a little bit to be that tackle. But Hagel, back to him, you know, he has the chemistry for it. You know, he has the mass.
He has a mass, body size. His hands are pretty good. I said pretty good. I didn't say they were great.
Well, we're not looking at pretty good anymore. We're looking at great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he gets to be coached up, too. That's what the coaches' jobs are.
Right. But you're talking, I want to see us back in the top 5 defenses.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. But whenever you're coming in and you're talking about a kid that come from Tulsa,
right?
And his 3-point stance looks like he's sitting down taking a poop versus getting ready to come over and cause mass destruction, there's a problem.
Right. Well, that's something that be coached. Just
I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is that there's going to be a lot of time that he needs to learn from Landino and his other veteran players that they're going to have to teach him.
Right.
Because and that was a transfer portal aspect that I'm not saying wasted money on, but I'm saying that I'm very, very shocked that we picked him up being the top 5 in the nation defensively. They probably seen something in him and are like, okay, we can coach this kid. If he wants to be coached, he can do anything he wants to do.
Right.
But it was one of those where it's like, okay, we spent this money for this kid, so what's the reasoning? Because I'm not seeing very much here.
Right. I mean, there's still going to be bust. That's part of it.
It's part of it.
Part of it.
But I'm saying, worst comes to worst, you move Ndukwe over to Landino, okay?
Yeah.
And give Hagel a little bit of time to, you know, get his pickles in a jar, okay? But that's the only one. I think everything here is pretty much good. I think there's going to, if they don't move Ndukwe over to Landino, I think it's going to be a battle between Osanami and Ndukwe. Because Ndukwe has proved time and time again that he can do what he can do.
Yeah. Especially
during our championship game, whenever our stud got hurt, our defensive end got hurt daily. He proved that he can be there. He can do it. He got a sack. He got multiple sackles and a couple forced fumbles.
And he was good at special teams.
He was great at special teams. So
yeah.
that's something that, you know, that we'll see coming up spring game. I'm very interested to come see on the spring game what we're going to do. But it's just one of those things, and defense has always been my thing. So if I look at you and I see you, I can see the potential out of you and see if you want it or not. And right now I can look at all the stats of everybody. You couldn't do that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I can see everybody here. It's a very veteranized group that we have here.
Right.
We lost some big guys, you know.
Yeah, Husa Wheeler. I wish we could have kept him, but it is what it is.
And then that was one of those things, I don't know why he left, but there was probably something in there.
Something behind that we don't know about.
That we don't know about.
Because he didn't play much in this end of the season.
No. Who said, you know, I'm going to miss him, but there was probably something in there. He's probably, you know, looking at money-wise, you know what I mean? It's fine, you know, we got another card we can flip on that.
And I was really surprised, too, that Monette there left, too. That was another one. Of the
I
kid
wasn't.
No.
If you looked over on that sideline whenever it was being played, right, you could see Coach go at him a lot because there was some failed plays in there that he should have stopped, and it didn't happen,
Right.
and probably just wasn't getting enough playing time. And with these kids that we have now, I mean, the playing, it's one of those things again with me, and it takes me off. If you leave, we see the reason why you left because you didn't want to do the battle.
Yeah.
And I hate.
That's one thing as a coach that would just tear me up.
Mm-hmm.
I spent time and effort on trying to teach you how to be a great player, and you give up.
And yeah, and that's like one of those things again, like you said. And I'm not going off on a tangent here. I'm putting the cold hard facts on it, and anybody in this world can come up and talk to me about it. You have a coach that sits here and says, "I want you to be great, but you're going to have to work for it." We're bringing these people in. You're a veteran, so right there, you already know they're thinking about you.
Right.
But you're going to have to prove for this position. Then there goes your phone ringing. Hey, man, we'll give you this amount in this starting position. Well, how do you know you're going to get that starting position based on what that word says, and then you don't perform like the way you want them to when it comes down to spring camp, summer camp, and fall camp? Then all of a sudden you're stuck in that second string position, and how much playing time you're truly going to get.
Right.
But at IU, and you're here, you already have a name for yourself for Hosa Wheeler. Everyone knows who Wheeler is. And you go off and you leave us based on the fact that you didn't want to go and battle for the position that you needed.
Right.
Or wanted.
Or
That's the one thing that ticks me off. And I don't know if it's just based on that I grew up against a very solid grandmother and two good coaches, or it's a mindset that I have.
Yeah.
Is that, okay, they see my potential, I'm going to give them my potential, and when it comes down to battle, it's me and you, buddy, and we're going to have a freaking go.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving up.
Well, that's the way I was in hockey. I mean, there's only one starting goaltender.
Even if you're in pro pads, you know what pro pads are nowadays, where you have no lower, but you have all up top?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm hitting you, and I'm proving to you that I want this.
Yeah.
You can get mad at me all you want, coach, but I'm giving you what I'm showing you I want. And that's something that I feel like these kids do not have nowadays. They don't have that grit tool that if we're showing up on this field during spring, I'm working out as hard as I can every single day.
Right.
Okay? Your classes, you guys don't got to go to classes. You guys do them online on your computer. Okay? You don't have to worry about that. Get your heating pads on. Get your cold pads on, okay, after football practice. You're starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning to get it, right? You're going to wake up early in the morning. You're going to go work out. You're going to go get your classes done. You're going to come back to come practice. And the coaches are going to realize what you're doing. And this is for the freshmen. If any of the freshmen are nervous, this is how Coach Kurt looks at you. Okay? He's old school. These are the coaches I grew up with. I'm about to turn 27 this year, so I have every lawful right to say this. And I played at a D1 level. Okay? Coming out of high school at good old Bloomington South. Okay? Semi-state. Back to back to back to back. For 3 years. We went semi-state. Okay? Christian Paycheck. If you guys don't know who Christian Paycheck, his dad was one of the coaches at IU.
He's still there.
He's still there. Oh, he's still there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I can shoot him a holler. Christian Paycheck, okay? His son was one of the best running backs I've seen ever. He played at a great level, okay? Go up against him. James Bomba, old former tight end, okay? Guess where he's going? Probably to play in the Canadian League. Love you, bro. No, I got to play against him. And then there was a couple D2 kids in there, but playing at this level and the old school coaches, I had a very good coach, Coach Marori. Coach Mo was probably one of the best. I still see him walking the trails today. It's one of the things that I have to maintenance. That coach was the one alongside my grandfather and my dad that taught me these rhythms of what an old school coach wants out of you.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Out of an old school coach that wants you is showing the potential that you have and what you really want. If you have your eye on that the whole entire way through and you just eye in on what you want, that coach is going to be like, okay.
Well, a perfect example of that is Charlie Becker.
A great example of him.
I mean, that's a perfect example as a kid that wasn't a starter, went on special teams, worked his butt off. Our player goes down, he comes in and shines.
And guess what? He's one of the best wide receivers in the nation. And if you haven't looked, Dad, if you have not looked, another 3-star kid gets ranked up to a 4-star wide receiver. They went through and they changed up all the rankings of these kids. Every single kid, and I'm speaking for all the James Madison kids, that everyone said that we don't want you because, one, you're too little, and I get really personal about this stuff. You're too little, you're too this, too that. These kids is exactly what I just said that you have to do whenever you're coming to a football team like this, or a squad like this, or a coaching staff like this. You have to have it on the straight and narrow. You're going to show that coach, I'm trying to impress you, coach.
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you what I want. And they're going to sit just like back in their nice, comfy, cozy chair. Do it.
Prove it.
Prove it. I want to see you do it.
Right.
I try to preach this to a 14-year-old at home, but
it's hard to do for a kid that age.
His eyes lit up whenever I was sitting here watching film on 2027 prospects. He goes, so why are they 2027? I said, they just turned senior this year. It was senior in high school. You typically know about midway through junior year.
Right.
He goes, huh? I was like, that's when they start scouting reports. The beginning of junior year, they get in contact.
Well, actually, for the really good players, they'll start at your freshman and sophomore year.
Yeah. And I keep on trying to preach this. Okay, this is what I want to know. How many kids do you know that are 14 years old and hitting already 5'11"?
Not many.
Has a 4.6 40-yard dash, okay? Not very many people can keep up with me. Okay, back in the day, when I was his age, I would have dusted him.
Yeah, you would have.
I would have dusted him.
I know you would have.
But I packed on a little weight, y'all. Okay, I'm bulking for the winter. My job will put me right back to where I need to be. But me and him ran on the sand down in Cocoa Beach, Florida. 40-yard dash. I ran a 4.6 and he was right next to me.
Yeah. No training or anything.
No training, nothing. He did cross country.
Yeah.
Okay, he just got done with his basketball season. And I know we're getting a little bit off right here. But he had 2 assists. Okay? Stole the ball once. Scored 4 points. This is first game in.
Yeah.
Last game of the year, first game in.
Yeah, he's been hurt all year.
He broke his arm.
Right.
You know what he says to me?
Ah.
Chase, I want to do boxing.
Well, that's something. Let him learn.
Yeah. Oh no, he learned. He learned. He doesn't want to do boxing anymore. Anyway, no, he said, Chase, I want to do wrestling to work on my fundamentals for football.
That's good.
I was like, yeah, bud. And he turns around, breaks his arm. But he says he's interested for his freshman year. He said, Chase, I want to look at the spring camps. I seen IU had one in June. Can we go do that? I was like, yeah, if I can work up enough money. He goes, okay. He goes, if I help you? I was like, tell me what. He goes, well, I know you like doing little side gigs here and there. Maybe I can help pay my way into the spring camp. I was like, all right, sweet. I had this kid in the mind, the motivation, the straight and narrow. I love it. Right? Comes out, sits on me on the couch. He goes, so what are they doing? I said, it's cover 2. He goes, why does it make it cover 2? And I explained to him what makes it cover 2. He goes, that's what I did wrong. I was like, yeah. He goes, how'd you get this film? He goes, this is Bachelor. How'd you get this? And I'm like,
we know a lot of people in the community where you get film.
so,
But yeah.
Yeah, anyhow.
So we only have 4 minutes left. So.
That's fine. Overall, though, I think that we have it pretty much, patted down.
Defense looks great. Now, really quickly, I like to go to specials. Special teams are so important in football.
Yeah.
I mean, it's proven every year that special teams is one of the most important things. But yeah, Radix and Nicholson stay as a kicker. And then we got 3 transfers in, which is kind of freaky to me. Gowers, a punter from Hawaii. I hope he's out practicing right now for November.
You guys got to clear off from the 1 yard line to the 40-yard line. Okay.
Yeah.
In the snow.
Right. So learn how it is in the snow with catching the ball even. I mean, catching the ball is important, as we saw a couple of years ago when our punter dropped the ball in the cold. So it's important that they learn that, and I hope that the specials team coach is telling the special players to go out in the cold and practice, because they're not allowed to practice with them. The coaches
Right.
can't be out there. But you could tell them, why don't you guys go throw the ball around outside right now? You know what I mean? Go have some fun. Like our long snapper came in, Lawson. It's another person, that we'll have to look at and see.
From Troy, isn't it?
Yeah.
No kid that went to Troy.
You do?
Yeah, his dad used to coach the basketball team there. McCader. Is that kickoff specialist?
Yeah.
Is that what KOS is? That's pretty nice. Yeah, but overall, I think our defense is pretty stacked. Some battles on offense. Special teams is looking pretty good.
Yeah, specialists look really good. I'm really looking forward to them because they're such a key factor in the game. And some players that we didn't put on here that are preferred walk-on players, which means like you're first up. And a lot of those players and others that are on the team as walk-ons are key for our special teams and scout teams.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys definitely get a shout out to you. As the season goes on, we'll start showing more of those players that come in and play really well from the scout team. But we're gonna call this now. Remember, like and share, please, and subscribe. It's key to us. So thank you everybody for joining us. God bless. Go Hoosiers. Have a great day.